Oh, Lord.
Put it closer.
So at Dream Quest, you learn how to get clear, be clear, stay clear, reacquire clarity utilizing crystal, sound, energy sweeps, and other techniques. You'll clear out your old energetic armor that no longer serves you and install unique, clear energetic protections to keep you from picking up other people's negativity. You will how to attain green lights at traffic signals and to bend time in your favor. Everybody want a little more time? I'll show you how to do that. You'll meet your own powerful spirit animal guides and your own spirit guides who journey with you to assist you. You'll learn the power of your words and how to move beyond self-doubt and worry into open curiosity. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So it's Thursday night, June 20th from 4 to 6:30. No, 6 to 8:30. My brain is already fried. It's going to be a short day. Thursday, same time. Friday, all day Saturday, and then Sunday afternoon. And if you have questions, sign up, and I'll put a question mark by your name, and I'll call you. We'll talk. How many people here have attended Dream Quest? See all these hands? And how many people loved it? See, the hands just went higher. Okay, if you haven't taken Dream Quest, talk to one of these people. It's life-changing. I swear to you it is. And you get a book. Yes, ma'am.
No.
Okay. She's not.
Take it down. Senior moment.
And the new June calendar, Qigong course every Sunday morning, Course in Miracles this afternoon, the process, Josie on Tuesday, right? Okay. And Twin Hearts meditation on Wednesday. National Donut Day Friday. And ARE is having a DVD night on Saturday night. Anything particular?
Saturday afternoon, I think.
1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Yes, it is. What are you going to watch?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Senior moment.
It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. Always is. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. And John said, "Why in the world are we here? Surely not to live in pain and fear. Why on earth are we there? When you're everywhere, come get your share." And George, if a movie is described as a romantic comedy, I can usually be found next door playing pinball. Things that make you go, Everything that everything that emancipates the spirit without giving us control over ourselves is harmful. Rudeness is the weak man's imitation of strength. In jealousy, there is more self-love than love. And we are not satisfied to be right unless we can prove others to be quite wrong. Yep, unfortunately. The motto of the United States Postal Service, neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds, was supplied by the architectural firm that built the Central Post Office building in New York City. The quote was adapted from the original line by Greek historian Herodotus in 1425 BC. Is this fast enough, honey? Next to acquiring good friends, the best acquisition is that of good books. A library is a land of shadows. Like that. And I think we should be okay. Well, it's one of those ones that I'll probably get in trouble for, but that's okay. I'll do it anyway. A man is stranded on a desert island all alone for 10 years. One day, a gorgeous blonde woman wearing a wetsuit and a scuba suit arrives at the island. She comes up to the chap and says, "How long has it been since you had a cigarette?" 10 years, he answers. She reaches over, unzips the waterproof pocket on her left sleeve, and pulls out a pack of fresh cigarettes. He takes one, lights it, takes a long drag and says, man, oh man, that was good. Then she says, how long has it been since you had a whiskey? He replies, 10 years. She reaches over, unzips her waterproof pocket on the right, pulls out a bottle of malt whiskey and gives it to him. He takes a long swallow and says, wow, that was fantastic. Then she starts unzipping her long zipper, then runs down the front of her suit, her wetsuit, and she says to him, how long has it been since you had some real fun? The man replies, oh my God, don't tell me you have golf clubs in there too. Not quite in trouble, but almost. That was okay, wasn't it? Okay. Oh, you know what? I got so sidetracked today, I don't have a song. I don't even have the computer on. Okay, give me 15 seconds to grab a song. We'll do it out of the book.
Good morning. A little feedback. I can see clearly now. What? Huh? What? I can't hear you. What? Oh, fill in your toys. That boy. I'm going to try to make this really fast today because it's really hot.
It's not bad.
Oh, it's not bad. So here's the thing. You chose to be here, and you're not leaving. I don't know what that says about you.
Don't hold it against it.
I won't hold it against you, no. So, why are you here? In one word. Oh, thank you.
We didn't want anything to regret.
You don't want anything to regret. Yeah, you might miss something. You never know. How many people regretted with the time that we didn't? Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Yeah.
That one, yeah. You just never know what's going to happen or what's going to come out of my mouth. Sometimes it's good stuff, sometimes not so much. But there you go.
That's why we have the camera.
That's why we have a camera. A new camera, by the way, with much better sound. I want to chat with you today about regret and overcoming regret, moving beyond regret. And regret has lots of different flavors to it. Sometimes regret is that too much light? Is that hurting your eyes? There, she's got shielded up. We're gonna. Okay, all right. So regret can happen because of things that didn't happen. I regret that that person didn't say that, and I really needed it at that time. I regret that this experience didn't happen for me, and I really wanted that. That's a kind of regret. And then there's the regret. I regret that. What? What?
Is that one still on?
Is the mic on?
The mic is on.
I'm still getting a signal.
No, it's off.
Okay.
It's just hot, and the room is just feeding it back to us. I regret to not be able to give you a cool place to study this morning. Anyway, I have no idea what I was talking about. Did you need something else, Phil? Are you okay now?
The mic's on.
No, it's not. Mic's on. Let me.
I am just adjusting the volume. That's why that happened.
Okay. Can you hear me now? No, it's still not working.
It's working fine.
Is that better?
Can you hear me now?
I was trying to make this a really quick service. It was taking 10 minutes to get the mic on. How's that? Is that better? Now I have to talk this way. If I sit like this, then maybe I can talk into that shoulder.
That's a nice profile.
Did you get my good side? I think the other side's my good side, but this is just going to have to work. Sorry. Thank you for your sense of humor. I appreciate it. I love seeing all your smiling faces. And you know, that's one of the things I just love about the Divine Fellowship is that we have this underlying sense of humor, that we don't take it seriously. Life is just life. Stuff happens. And I think that's part of this regret conversation I want to have with you, is that sometimes we get stuck in a different state of mind about life. And that different state of mind is hurting our today, hurting us now, and hurting our tomorrows. So if we can shift that, then that opens us up to a whole other thing. I've been reading a book. I'm either reading a book or writing a book. That's how it is in my world. And I was reading this book, and it was talking about regret. And I didn't think I had any regret till it started talking some more about it. And then, oh my gosh, I was stunned at the regret that I had been holding, that consumed a ton of energy to hang on to. And once I was able to release or acknowledge that and be aware of that, I was able to step out away from a ton of stuff holding me back. Because whenever there's a regret, there's fear. And whenever there's fear, there's judgment. And whenever there's judgment, I'm not in my conscious awareness. And by not being in my conscious awareness, then I'm not tuned in. And when I'm not tuned in, I don't live life to the fullest. I don't live life with all this glory and joy and phenomenal energy that's available. So let's look at how regret gets here and where it manifests itself. So you have a child's mind. The child is developing, okay? So a child is born. In my world, you may not have the same opinion, but I believe a child is born innocent. They've done nothing wrong. They come into this world just a clean slate. And then life happens, and a child experiences sorrows or difficulties. No, Phil's back here. Was it Jimmy? Oh, that Jimmy. He's a sweetheart. But we won't tell him to his face. No, yeah, we won't. Lost my train of thought again. So, a child will experience things in their learning process that requires them to have opportunities to do wrong and learn no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it again. And then consequences to the behavior that we do. And sometimes our parents are really good at delivering those consequences in a good way. And sometimes our parents are all spun up in their own stuff. And they may not deliver the consequences in a loving, supportive, and nurturing way. Right, wrong, good, or bad. There it is. So then that child who has stepped into the place of learning isn't necessarily totally innocent anymore, because now this child is a little older and can intentionally do stuff wrong, because we get to. And when we intentionally do stuff wrong, we get regret, because we see how it plays back. Oh, there might be regret if I got caught, but sometimes the regret is, oh, I see that hurt that other person. I don't want to do that again. Whether we ever get caught or not, we feel it within ourselves. Oh, I spoke an untruth, and that just didn't feel right. And nobody got hurt by that, but I didn't feel right. I don't want to do that anymore. So we learn, but the regret lingers. And then we get older, and different things happen to us and with us and around us. And whether we intentionally or unintentionally, we hurt other people or we ourselves get hurt. And then this is the conscious, the adult mind. And then there's this conscious awareness that is a higher vibration, a higher awareness of that. And it looks at that and goes, take a new look. If forgiveness is imperative, learn how to do forgiveness. Thank you, Jimmy. You're a blessing. If forgiveness is important to do, to clear regret, do it. You're not hurting the other person. You're only hurting yourself by withholding forgiveness. And forgiveness isn't saying, oh, it's okay. That's how the forgiveness that I grew up. It's okay. You didn't mean to. It's all right. No, it's not all right. But forgiveness is saying, I'll wipe the slate clean of that. I'm not going to put myself in the same position again. But I'll wipe the slate clean. I'm not going to hold you accountable for my feelings anymore. And that's forgiveness. So conscious awareness is asking the adult mind to look at all those things that have happened since innocence and make a new choice. Look at that. Now here's the thing. Sometimes Divine Source will look at the same situation and say, look at that. Look, I want you to see this. And so if there's no forgiveness or no release for this regret, you know what happens? We're energetically structured to call it to ourselves again. Because we're still vibrating in an unclear state of being. And our conscious mind is saying, I want clear. I need to be clear. I want to be connected to spirit. I want to be the sacred observer in my own life. I want to really live. I want to live regret-free. And the adult mind is saying, nope, it's their fault. I blame them. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have treated me that way. They had no right to treat me that way. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm such a schmuck. I shouldn't have done that. And where does that leave us? That leaves us bereft of this divine connection and the clear conscious awareness. So we don't want to go there. We want to be in a different state of mind. We want to reclaim that innocence. But we want to be aware in the process. We want to be adult, human, present in our life, present in the moment, having presence in the presence of Divine Source, clear and blameless. Now, followers of the way have an advocate, Jesus, that works with them in that process. Whatever your belief system, you have Creator that you can go to and ask for clarity from. Now, one of the things that happens here is that we get our perceptions locked. And even if we want to, we can't figure it out. You know, how do I forgive this unforgivable thing? By giving the authority to forgive or unforgive, give that judgment to somebody else. That's more appropriate of a judge. The true judge, Creator. And we can step out of the way. Have you ever seen karma kick back on somebody?
Oh, yeah.
You know, Good Book tells us not to take glory in that because because that kind of, you know, God will step back away from farming that out. That's in Psalms or Proverbs. I can't remember which. I should look that up for you later when my brain's not hot. But there's something about, we can take our own vengeance, or we can let God do it. And it's far more just when God does it than when we do it. Because we can only retaliate in our own little way, but God doesn't send them punishment, but will bring to them exactly what they need to change. Exactly what they need to really look at the situation. Whereas we would just bring them something that might irritate them, make them mad. That doesn't really solve anything. But God knows this perfect situation that will give them a ping, a heads up, where their conscious awareness goes, dude, take a look. Because the conscious awareness is hooked to your heart space. And it's only when we're challenged by life that we actually open up our heart space and look at stuff. Otherwise, we're on autopilot. Do whatever we're going to do. This is how we've always done it. This is how it always is. So conscious awareness is allowing us to be in a situation to really look at stuff now. And if you have a recurring theme in your life, really look at it from this conscious awareness piece. Because maybe it's not people rejecting you at all. Maybe it's the child mind that has perceived something and judged it with a child's mind, and you bought it as an adult. People don't love me. Well, maybe they were busy. Maybe there were 6 kids in the family and they loved you, but life was complicated. It doesn't mean you're not lovable. That's the judgment you put. I'm not lovable. Nobody loves me. And then, of course, everything acted out in the world will show that up for you until you no longer hold that resonance. When you can clear the resonance, then that goes away. You don't have to repeat that anymore. But it's all linked to this regret we carry around within us. And sometimes that regret crystallizes into our occipital lobes here. The occipital lobes are connected to our discernment centers above your eyebrows, and right next to the third eye, and right next to your real eyes. And what happens is, any situation coming up, we're not going to see anything but what we've programmed ourselves to perceive. So somebody may stub their toe and be limping around. Oh, that toe hurts so bad. And then you say something and they snap at you. Oh, I'm unlovable. No, they hurt their toe and they're still cranky about it. Has nothing to do with you. But we don't view it that way because the child mind is locked in regret and judgment and pain. So it's time to clear and get back to that innocent awareness. This is the first Sunday of the month. We do a process. I try to do a process on the first Sunday of the month. So I want to do a process and then a brief guided meditation so we can get out of the heat. Here's the process. Rub your occipital lobes back here. Anybody got sore back here? Oh, yeah. If you're sore back here, you're ready to let something go. Because this gets blocked up. So it's like 2 little crystalline structures. You know how a diamond is cut, faceted? That's what they look like, these crystalline structures back here. This is what has been revealed to me. And energetically, they're tied to the discernment centers. Anybody have pain across your forehead right here? Hello, there it is. See that frown line? That's because that hurts. Has nothing to do with me not liking people. It has to do with regret from the past that I'm working through. And you can help me work through it by working through your stuff too. So what's really fun to do is name this stuff silly stuff. The first time I did this for myself, I noticed that I was either talking all the time or just clammed up, shut up. Couldn't talk. And it was all because of nervousness and afraid of what people would think about what I said. And not feeling heard or not feeling as if anyone could acknowledge what I was saying. So I named them Chatty Cathy. Remember the Chatty Cathy doll? If you're really young, you aren't going to remember that. But Chatty Cathy doll. So Chatty Cathy was one. And the other one was Silent Sam. Because they're opposites. They're just shadow perceptions of the truth of it. All right? So then it was really imperative. You pull these things out. You kind of unscrew them a little bit. Have you got yours named? Got to name them. Name them. What is the situation that you're struggling with? I'll help you come up with some silly names. Because the silly names, it's easier to let go of than I'm a schmuck, and it's their fault. You know, see what I'm saying? No? Yes? What's something you're struggling with?
Gloomy doomy.
Gloomy doomy. I love it. And what's the other side? What's the other side of gloomy doomy?
Zoom.
Zoom. So gloomy doomy, can't do anything, can't, yeah. And then zoom, just, okay, awesome. All right, so have you got names for your issues? Need help? Who needs help? I really want you to get this, yes.
Yeah, I'm struggling with not feeling enough from my mother's perspective.
Okay, not feeling enough from mother's perspective. So, is that because you're silly? Is that because she discounts you, or?
Discount.
Okay, so how about discounted Dora?
Okay.
What's the other side to being discounted?
Appreciate.
Well, the negative, other negative to that.
The other negative side.
That'd be judged. So either you're discounted or judged. So Judge Judy.
Okay.
Judge Judy and discounted Dora. Okay, that. See, you get a laugh. It breaks loose when you laugh. Laughter's powerful stuff. Okay, who else needs help with theirs? Yes, sir.
All right. No, I don't need help. I got a name for
You want to share your name?
it. Pooper Scooper.
Pooper Scooper. Okay, and what's the other side to that?
I haven't got a name for
Okay, so Pooper Scooper is you suck everybody else's negativity?
that. No, it was before my dad's death. He came over the day before, and I didn't give him the time that I should have gave him.
Okay. So how about busybody for the other side? Because you need to. Busybody. Can you still not hear me? Is it the fans? I'm yelling here. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. How's that? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
It's hot. I'm doing this for you. Don't regret it, though. I won't regret it if you don't regret it. All right. Who else needs help on theirs? Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Samantha.
Doubt and fear.
Okay, so doubting Dolly and fearful Fran. And it could be Fred. You know, it doesn't have to be, just because you're a girl doesn't mean it has to be a girl. Anybody else? Yes.
Well, I was thinking of time, Tina time, because I'm always like, oh, I need, I'm like trying to schedule everything and trying to figure out so I can make sure I get everything that I want to get done. But I'm always like, okay, we need to do this by this time because.
Okay, so Tina time, because you're trying to rush for time. How about rushing Ruth? Because you're rushing, but you're trying to capture time. So there's two different things going on. Does that make sense? Does that feel right? Okay. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Shameful. Shameful Willie.
Shameful Willie. Where does the well, is that
Like you open your mouth and then you feel shame for what you just said because you didn't, it come from judgment that you didn't say.
okay, so that's more Judge Judy.
That's still judgment.
Yeah, or it could be impulsive Ima.
Huh?
Or it could be impulsive Ima. Or impulsive, because you just impulsively say something. And the other side to the impulsive would be withholding when somebody really needs to hear the truth. So that would be withholding Willa. Does that feel right? Does that feel like it fits? No. So does impulsive feel right?
Yes.
All right. So what's the other side of impulsive? So if you're not impulsive, just spewing, what are you doing? What's the other negative side to that?
Not saying, speaking.
Okay, so not speaking your truth. So that could be Silent Sam or Silent Sally. That fit? Okay, all right. All right, so we're ready? Now shake these suckers loose. You might have to unscrew them just a bit and lift them out of there and give them back to Divine Source. They've served you because they've kept you alive till now. And now ask to be gifted with crystalline clear energy that now serves you better, that will empower you from this moment forward. You'll just feel them drop in your hands and then put them back in and kind of click them into place. And once you get those into place, then bring the energy up here and tap above your eyebrows a couple of times. From here to the eyebrows. From here to the eyebrows. And you know what? You'll probably have a new, oh, there goes my voice again. You'll probably have a new name for these. So, and it could be, for me it was she who speaks her truth and she who hears with her heart. So I could be silent when I need to be, and I could speak when I need to speak, when it's important. And it's not this stress energy based on, am I going to be approved of or not? It's free. So reach into your discernment and see what they are now called. See what now comes up. What comes up for you, Kelly? You're smiling.
Peaceful silence.
Peaceful silence.
And energetic laughter.
And energetic laughter. Wonderful. So that you can just be balanced in that regard. And now what things show up in your life are going to reflect that for you, and you're going to see it in a clearer perspective. Now what happens here is, even though we did just this simple little thing, there's a cascading effect. All the regret that led up to these being implemented has now shifted, cascaded. You did what you could. Maybe you would do it differently today than you did then, but in that day, you did what you could. And maybe others didn't treat you right, but they did what they could. You are not walking in the hell they walked in. And now you have let all that go. There's no regret. It just is what it is. And now your perspective is coming from this higher awareness that links your heart space and your intellect with a higher state of being, with a higher state of mind. Does that make sense? How many people feel better? Even though it's warm in this room. Isn't that wonderful? How did yours feel? What came back as titles for your, did you get?
She who knows her worth, she who loves unconditionally.
She who knows her worth, and she who loves unconditionally. That's beautiful. Then it doesn't matter what your mom does or doesn't do. You know, peace just settled all over your system. That's what it's about. And who knows how much energy it took to hold on to that and struggle against that. And now you just let it go. You've let go of years of trauma, because this hasn't just been happening over the last few weeks. How beautiful is that? So this is going to be an ongoing release for you. And now what shows up in your life is new stuff, clear stuff. You can perceive things from a different perspective. Now if someone comes up and treats you unfairly, you can go, oh look, they're coming from a place of unfairness. Has nothing to do with me. I'm going to mosey on over here and hang out with these people over there that are fair. Make sense? So not only have you released the past, but you've released your future. Now your future is peaceful. All right, let's do a quick guided meditation and move on.